NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte was in Kiev today as a show of solidarity with Ukraine. Mr. Rutte urged NATO allies to dig deep to meet Ukraine's military needs. The Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sánchez, told me the best way the EU can strengthen NATO is by investing in its own European security.
I think that Europe needs to change from being a consumer of security to a security provider. And what does it mean? That means that we need to invest in our own security and defense industry. And that means that what we need to do is to spend this 2% of our GDP in European Union defense. That is why I was telling you before that the most challenging goal for the European Union is to strengthen the European Union pillar of NATO.
On that point, President Lagarde said this is the biggest wake-up call that Europe's had.
Yes.
Everybody signs on to that. Everybody agrees with that. But typical Europe, sir. Typical Europe. Getting from the call to the action to the execution.
But we are
that's
delivering.
the problem.
But we are delivering. Let me say that what we need to do in the European Union is, first of all, to deepen our single market, and at the same time what we need to do is to open ourselves to other markets. And what we did was to finalize a very positive trade agreement with Mercosur. We are close to finalize a very positive trade agreement with India, and afterwards we'll come other free trade agreements with Malaysia and other regions of Southeast Asia. So I think that we are doing our homework. Perhaps we need to do it faster, but I think that this is the correct path to follow for the European Union in the coming years.
Your most recent statement of residency, to a pathway to citizenship, a pathway for people. This is in complete, for 500,000. Half a million. This is completely the opposite direction that everybody else is going in terms of that. Why did you do it?
Well, there's a moral angle of this debate, which is that Spain has been for many years a country of migrants. Our fathers, our grandparents, of course, they went to other places precisely because we were suffering a dictatorship or the lack of opportunities, economic opportunities. And now there's also a pragmatic angle, which means that, of course, these people are contributing to the economic success of Spain. And by the way, they represent more or less 10% of our social security income, and they only represent 1% of the total spending when it comes to public spending.
Whatever the righteousness of the argument, how do you get over the moral hazard argument that you will encourage more illegal immigration in the future, undocumented immigration, because people will say, let's go to Spain and wait for the next time they do this?
Well, this is a fake. It is not the reality. They're not coming to Spain because we're giving papers, but because of our strong economic performance. Point number one. And point number two, I think that when it comes to the reality of migration in Spain, 90% of migrants in Spain came through regular paths, and we were able over the last years to reduce dramatically the inflows of irregular migration because we were cooperating and collaborating with these countries of origin and transit, such as Morocco, Senegal, Gambia, Mauritania.
You always look at the Spanish unemployment numbers, and they're always very high because of the nature of the way unemployment is counted, the way the whole thing is organised.
But things are changing.
That's my point. But the number has come down dramatically. Yep. And what I'm wanting to know is it really coming down, or is it just a case of, again, because Spain has traditionally counted it in a different way?
No. We are, this was the second year in a row that Spain was the largest growing major advanced economy in the world. We reached 2.8% of economic growth in 2025. We have more than 22 million people working. So, we are, I would say, leading the economy within the European Union, and I would say also in the Western societies. So this is very important in order to say that for the first time, well, actually, over the last 45 years,
Yeah.
there were only 3 years where we had unemployment rates below 10%. And in 2025, we reached that goal again.